What's up, everybody? Today I actually got something to record. I don't think I've recorded this before. So we got steer motors in here that when they were built by the manufacturer, they apparently decided to use some shitty shims, and they come apart and they jam up the gearbox on the end of the steer motor. So the motor is always good, but the gearing in here always goes to shit. So what I do is I will take old ones and rebuild them. Basically take all the shims out so it's good enough to get it from like wherever it's broke down out there back to here. Well, this one's bound up and that yellow one was bound up, as they do. So I just finished that one and figured I'd record me doing this one. So let me show you what we got to do. See if I can just do this in one take or... Come on, sit still. Alright, we'll start there. Oh, yeah, let me get some gloves. I've had to do this a few times on these things. Pain in the ass. Especially because the first time you take one of these apart, everything in here is super Loctited. So if you could see the heads of these, at least one of them is, this one's stripped out. I don't even know if it'll come loose. Hey, there we go. These aren't bad, but they put high strength blue Loctite on them. I guess they don't want you getting into the dumb. Because the way they got their shim set up in here is just not confidence inspiring. Which, you know, not trying to be stereotypical, but I would expect better from a German company. I think this is a German motor. Oh, now it's got GmbH on it. Doesn't that mean it's German? Oh, there it is. Sticker made in Germany. I forget what that stands for. Doesn't that have something to do with Germany? I feel like I should know that since I'm half German. But yeah, this is the little motor. It's a little three-phase motor. And this is basically just what turns the truck side to side. Well, the steer wheel. Or, well, sorry, the drive wheel side to side. And I tend not to use power tools on these particular motors because the bolt heads are soft and the threads just are never smooth. So I don't want to risk screwing these up like I did the first time I tried this. Yeah, this one I think I've rebuilt twice so far. Yeah, you'll know on these order pickers, you'll know a steer motor failed when you start it up. Whenever you start these up, you hear brrr, brrr, and that's it, basically centering the steer and checking it. You turn it on, you don't hear that noise, and you'll get a steer encoder error because it just assumes that the encoder isn't reading it. But we've never actually had a steer encoder itself go bad.
Okay.
It's always the motor.
Yeah, David's looking for you. You able to come back here by startup? Coming to you in a minute.
So, when I was in here Saturday, they had a steer motor fail. I grabbed that yellow motor. It was seized. And of course, you don't figure this out until after you install it. So it was seized, so I brought that back out, grabbed the red motor, it was seized. So I just had to go grab a forklift that's down and waiting for parts approval. So I just ripped the motor out of it. So now that truck has no steer motor, but the truck that was bad is out and running around in population. But with peak season, aka, you know, holiday shopping season coming up, You got to do stuff like that to get these trucks up and going. Last year I had to do that quite a bit, pulling parts off of one truck, dumping them onto another, getting it out. And then when the parts for the original truck show up, I had to pull parts off another truck, blah, blah, blah. You know, that goes just back and forth until you get everything together. All right. Now, normally I would mark these if I needed to, but there's stickers to help line everything up. And it's just these anyway. So, we got there. And I'll bring the camera over here when it's time. Got that. And more gears. These ones can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get out. Better. Alright. Let me see if I can get a better view for you without having to stop the camera. I could probably just move you over that way, shine you down this way. You'd probably be able to see what's going on. Let's see. I mean, actually, that's not a horrible view there, but let's see if we can do it like that. That way you can kind of see everything and the motor as I'm putting stuff back in the motor. Come on. Alright, hopefully that'll sort out. I know this is a little blurry, but, you know, we'll work it out. And so, in here it's just going to be little pieces of just tiny shim that you really can't see. So you just wipe out as much as you can. So first you got to find the correct one. That one, because there are different gears on the different layers, I guess you'd say. So just wipe all the old stuff off. If you see any big pieces, obviously take them. If I see any of the shims in here, at this point I just take them out. I figure these motors are meant to get us from point A to point B relatively quickly, not be in there forever, so if they gotta go metal to metal every once in a while, that's okay. Because if you got enough grease in there, you ain't got to really worry about it too much. That short travel anyway. Shit ton of grease on there, call it a day. Plus the grease also helps hold the gears in place. When you turn it upside down. Now you got to give it the wiggle to line up. A little extra grease is fine on these. They need as much as they can get. And those gears are all the same. Like, can you see? I don't know if you can see those on there. Yeah, you can. There's little washers. Those are what come apart. So I just take them out. They just grind themselves down to nothing, and then just pieces go everywhere. So if I see them, I just take them out. There's no point. It's just another point of failure floating around in there. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Pretty sure you can. Yeah, I like taking old parts when I can and keep them for recovery parts. Like we have a recovery pedal, like the little orange pedal you step on to like start it that I've shown in past videos. If those go bad, we have a pedal that has like a 6-foot lead on it, so we can plug it in and just run it right over top of the platform, and you know, not through the harness and stuff. We've got these recovery motors, we got the recovery batteries, everything in here is recovery. Put that anywhere. That bearing's starting to get a little rough, but that's not the part that binds. Alright. See if I can shuffle the camera a little bit without touching it.
How are you fixing it?
No, I take them apart, pull all the shit that goes bad in them, and just slam a bunch of grease in it, put them back together. Yeah, that's how we have the white and the red ones. I already fixed the yellow one, or not the white. I fixed the yellow one. The red one will be good here in a minute. Alright.
I turned it off. He doesn't really
Yeah, that's fine. Come on. This is being a douche because I snapped it down early. I usually want to slide. Come on now. There we go. Kind of. Stop being a butthead. No. Okay. Now we find the hole. Oh, we're already in. Alright. Guess the bottom piece didn't shift like it tends to do. Do 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 in your mind. Do do do. I need a cigarette. And not to say that I don't have a shitload of power tools, which you've seen. These bolts suck. And actually, I don't know whether I have an Allen key. No, I got one out in my van. I don't have one in here that's like long enough to put on a socket. I got some from Sunex. If you never heard of Sunex or Sunex, S-U-N-E-X, on Amazon, tool company. Fucking great tools. Like, I have used them, like their various sockets. I've used them on, you know, big ass Milwaukee impacts, and I've broken bolts instead of breaking the Allen keys, which is fucking weird. You ever deal with that? You know, you always break your Allen key socket before you break the bolt, for the most part. But yeah, not these motherfuckers. I had a 5/16, so it's a one-piece impact Allen key socket, you know, standard length. One piece, which is good. If you find the ones that are two-piece, get away, they'll just fucking break. It's basically shit steel mounted in shit steel, where there's the one-piece ones, they're usually impact steel. Anyway. So, anyway, I had one of those 5/16 or 8mm, depending on where you buy your biscuits. And I had a 5-foot breaker bar on it to try and loosen the bolts that hold on the bottom of a carriage on a regular forklift. So, like, you know, the regular big thing that the forks hang off of. On the bottom, there's usually what they shoes or cleats or whatever that bolt onto the back to like hold it in place. And you talk about some tight shit. But I bent the breaker bar, which was a steel pipe, before that socket. I mean, the socket didn't break. I broke the breaker bar, and then it bent the breaker bar, and then I just kept going. And eventually it came loose. But I did everything I could to break that socket, and it was like, nah, we're good. We're just gonna hang out, do our thing. So I've gotten various Sunex tools, mostly sockets. Never had a problem with them. Love them. Astro is a good company. Like, Astro is good for their impacts or in their like pneumatic stuff, but when you get to like their standard hand tools and flashlights, stuff like that, it's all just rebranded other stuff. Yeah, basically they got their main line of their impacts, and then they, you know, fill in the gaps with other companies' little tools. But they're a good company. I have couple of their one or two of their flashlights. I got their little super short 3/8 impact. Talk about something that can definitely get into anywhere it needs to go. Hold on, let me take the gear off of this one. Come on. spank my booty. Come on and spank my booty. Did you actually get to see? I actually didn't really get to see a lot of that, did you? Sort of. Some of it. Alright, whatever. Now the test is basically while it's in the vise, if you can spin it. And that spins. Like that's all it is. This is like the motor itself, you spin the gear, it's just doop, 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 doop. But once it goes through all this gearing, it is a pain in the ass to turn, but it does turn. Just sharp gears. It's just a real serious asshole to turn. But as long as it moves, it's usually good. Alright. Just got it all dirty again. You know, because dirt matters on a forklift. But, you know. That way the next person to pick it up doesn't get a handful of grease. I hate that. That's why you should always clean your tools. That way the next time you need to grab something real quick, you know, you're not getting all nastified. But there we go. That is rebuilding a gearbox on a steer motor because they have shitty shims. Alright. So anyway, glad I finally got to put another video out. I'll probably get this out today. Today's Monday. So, yeah. Cool. Alright. Well, appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate y'all hanging out. I'll see you Wednesday, Saturday, or Sunday, depending on if you're in the Legos, chilling, or playing video games. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to everybody later.